What's going on? How's everybody doing? What's going on? This is a conversational piece that is a continuation of a conversation I was actually having at work. And I have a coworker who basically he's a football fan, New England Patriots fan, and I hear that. Like I said, I ain't mad at folks for being fans of their team. You know, root for whoever you want to root for. Professionally or otherwise. But for those people that don't know, in the NFL, the National Football League, the Cleveland Browns basically, I think last year had the worst record, ever. I think they went 16-0 in a 17-game season. So me and my coworker a couple of days back were having a conversation, about, the Cleveland Browns and how he feels sorry for the Cleveland Browns. I don't feel sorry for the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, Iron Dog? I don't feel sorry for the Cleveland Browns because my thing is this. I'm a hard-working man. I go to work every day. I do what I do. I make and earn a living. And here's where the genesis of this conversation goes to this direction. I'm saying if I got to get up and go out there and work and do what I got to do, why am I feeling sorry for professional players, right, who are going in and having state-of-the-art everything? What's going on, Tim S420? Like I said, I don't feel sorry for the Cleveland Browns because you have, athletes. I won't say spoiled athletes. I'm not saying they're spoiled, but you have multi-million-dollar athletes who get up every day, go to a state-of-the-art facility, who have a practice facility, who have, chefs, security, doctors, lawyers, agents, managers, entourages, Instagram models, side pieces, whatever you want to call it. It's hard for me to feel sorry for a professional athlete that chooses not to understand, the things that they have and what they're blessed with. Yes, entitled players. That's what it is. My cousin is a diehard Browns fan. When he left 4 years ago and came back, well, in 16 weeks, I tempted him to go to the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, well, I don't know about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to leave that alone. Let's go Giants. But that's what I'm saying. It's like I can't feel sorry for professional players when every day, I go out and I make money and I do what I got to do. I don't know if they're overpaid crybabies, but my thing is this. If you signing up and you're taking that check every week and you're not going out there and you're not performing, but you're still a millionaire and you've made millions of dollars, over the course of a couple of seasons over a contract, I'm not going to feel sorry for you because, things are not working out the way that you feel that they should. It's just a situation where you say, you know what? Oh well, tough luck. That's just what it is. Because I remember me and my coworker were really having this conversation. And what's up, Vinny G? I appreciate you for coming through. What's going on, Iron Dog? Thank you for coming through. Matthew Drake, I appreciate you as well. Maybe you're all Cleveland Browns fans. But personally, I don't feel sorry for them. Manziel joined a new league. Their basic end, yeah. Well, Johnny Manziel, I don't know. That's a whole other conversation. We're not even gonna get into Johnny Manziel. I seen him at the pro day for Texas A&M. I didn't know if he was trying to get drafted again or, whatever the hell he was going through. Whatever, peace to Johnny Manziel. But the whole thing is it's just about when it comes to professional players, people feeling sorry for and crying for and getting all emotional about it. Now, don't get me wrong. I would like to see teams win. Plenty of people in real life would kill for 5% of those entire players' salaries and we're willing to work hard for it. Yes, I agree with you, Vinny G. Mark Plays, what's going on? Thank you. It's just like one of those things where it's like I can't force myself and gather myself. Even my favorite teams, or even teams that I root for, Knicks, Giants, whatever, if they're not doing good, I'm not gonna feel sorry for those players because at the end of the day, what happens is, you still millionaires, you still make money, you still go out there and you live a life that some of us may never lead. Even some of us out there that have businesses and are doing things and are trying to live a good life may never have some of the amenities and the entitlements or privileges that some of these players have. So like I said with my coworker, when I was talking to him about it, I was just like, I can't do it. I really can't do it. Took out 18 highest during the Olympics. Okay. You're talking to Vinny G. It's all good. Like I said, I just wanted to express it because my thing was just like I can't see myself, getting all emotion and whatnot. It's just my thing is you go in there, do your job, be grateful for what you have because even if you go in there and you're on a losing team, You know, even if your team is garbage, your team is trash, you know, you still have millions of dollars. You still have the life that you're leading. You still have followers on social media. You still have endorsement deals and all kind of stuff, you know, that comes with that. Excuse me for the fire engines and things going by. But like I said, that's just my you know, my 2 cents, my 5 cents, my 3 pennies, or whatever the case. Forgive the fire engine going by. But yeah, like I said, as I was speaking to my coworker, I just couldn't find myself coming to the thing. What's going on, Linda? Hopefully you're not a Cleveland Browns fan, but like I said, I can't feel sorry for professional athletes that are not going out there performing to a high level, but you know, basically getting paid like that. And don't get me wrong, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, work their tail off to get to a point where they can make millions of dollars, you know. But at the end of the day, he said, no, you're not a Cleveland Browns fan. Some have a sports writer we covered previously on the cover. Oh, okay. Got you. Um, all I'm saying is just, you know, like I said, this is just a conversation I was having with a coworker, and I just felt like, you know what, for a second I was about to feel sorry. I was about to you know, get a little sympathetic, but then I said to myself, nah, these guys, you know, have advantages and things that, you know, I may never see. Like if you took all of our salaries, all the money that we've ever made, even Vinny G, right, and you put it all together and you put it up against this team of people, professionals, we still probably wouldn't equal or match the amount of money that they made in 2 or 3 seasons, you know, just for playing football, you know. And I can't bring myself to say I feel sorry for that. If you don't perform here in Australia, you will get dropped in halfway through a season, no problem. Hey, maybe that's the way it needs to be in America, because realistically, if you have a bad season and you're not performing well here in America on certain teams, you still have a guaranteed contract in a lot of ways. If you do a certain amount of money, that money is coming to you. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get your money, you earned your money, but to feel sorry for folks and to be sympathetic towards them, I don't know. I can't do it. I can't gather myself to it, you know. I would be a bench warmer at their salary. Listen, a lot of people would be a bench warmer. You know, I mean, think about it. You know, if you had the chance to sit on a bench and say, "Hey, I'm gonna get paid a couple of $100,000, and I'm, you know, a legend of the practice squad." Hey, you know, maybe that's something that you would want to do. You know, but for me, I wouldn't feel sorry for it. You know, it's just I can't do it. Canadian bacon. You know, I don't feel sorry for the players or the owners. I feel bad for the fans. Yeah, yeah, no. I do now. If you want to talk about that, I feel for the fans. You know, I definitely a great point, Canadian Bacon. I mean, anybody that's paying their money for a garbage product, you know, or players that are not performing to a high level, man. I mean, yeah, you know, like my condolences to your pocket. My condolences to your you know, change purse. You know, that's why well known Australia football will play the game. Yeah, well, it is what it is, Vinny G. But things are a lot different out here, you know, in America. You know, that's not the way things happen. You know, people get like a sprained ankle and then you know they're out for 6 months. So, you know, it's a situation where you know, and then they turn around and you know, folks are like depressed and you know they're mad because they're not a part of a winning culture. But you're on the team and you chose to take that money. You know, yeah, it's about the team, but not here in America. A lot of sports, you know, stars or whatever, it's just about the money. They may not want to admit that publicly, but that's what it is. Yeah, no, it's a joke. You know, it is a joke, Matthew Drake. You know, but that's you know that's what happens. Like I said, I mean, I'm not trying to go on a rant and rave against the Cleveland Browns. You know, I mean, I actually like the Cleveland Browns. I mean, I appreciate the history and all the stuff that comes from it. It's just that I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for professional athletes if they're not performing to the top of their ability. I use the Cleveland Browns as basically just a base example, you know, of you know professional athletes that go through whatever they go through and they in a losing culture, and constantly in a losing culture. My thing is, if you have some pride or some solace or whatever in your work, if you have some dignity about the type of thing that you do, you know, you put your effort into it, you know, you push for it, you know, you make it happen and whatnot. And if things don't go out, you know, don't whine, don't complain, you know. It was even last year. I remember they had like a fake parade because they had broke the record for like you know the most losses in the season, and they had like a parade for the Cleveland Browns, and it was so depressing. But that's just what they did, you know. I had a friend. It was so important to him to play the grand final. He ripped off his own on cast and worried about it after the game. Well, Vinny G, some people were like that. You know, maybe that's somebody, you know, who just had the heart of the game and they didn't want to lose no matter what. What's going on, Rock Truck Rob? I appreciate you for coming through. You know, hopefully I'm not trying to offend any Cleveland Browns fans, But when I say I don't feel sorry for the Cleveland Browns, I'm not talking about the fans. For the fans, I feel for you. Sorry you had to go through so many years of mediocrity and still going through it. Yeah, it's called spirit. I agree with you. I was about to say call you Kenny G, Vinny G. Sorry about that. The history of the franchise is important. Keep fans successful financially, but I hope that they try to turn it around for the city. Yeah, I mean, you hope they turn it around for the city, Canadian bacon, but you never know. Sometimes the management is just concerned with, getting the behinds in the seats and, having people to support the team no matter what. And you could do that, but you want to try to have a winning culture at some point. But for the players that are on that team, if I'm not winning, I keep my head low, my mouth shut, and I keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm grateful. That's what I would do. Chuck Brown for being here. I appreciate you. So that's just really where I come from with it. I mean, and I'm not trying to, tear anybody down for whatever, team that they support. Even if you support the Cleveland Browns, go out there and support the Cleveland Browns. Support the Cleveland Browns. Do what you do. But I'm talking to the players, man. Like I said, it's just a situation where if you're a player on a particular team and you're not a part of the winning culture, but you're making millions of dollars, you may have to do a reassessment or a reevaluation of what it is that you're doing and how you're living. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying sell your house because you had a losing season, but looking for sympathy. And I'm not saying that they're looking for sympathy. It's just that I just find it hard pressed. Like I said, I'm more for the fans, but the players, nah. It's just too many entitled players. There's too many people out there, who expect to be worshipped, like old battleships or monuments and statues out there, because you did something on the field or, or the court or, the arena, wherever you were. So, that's just, where I come from with it. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm totally right, with my presentation. I'm not totally right with everything that I'm saying, but I just find it hard pressed to feel sorry for professional athletes who, no matter win or lose, are going to get millions of dollars. And I'm not hating. I'm not salty about it. It's just what it is, It's just like, hey, man, you work it out between, you and your organization and you and your fans. If anything, I think the Cleveland Browns owe the fans, I mean, for all those losing seasons, those players, like I said, give the fans back some of their money. That's what I would say. Give them back some of their money, just, I don't know, show them an appreciation or something. Give them discounts on the tickets. I don't know, you have a fan hall of fame or something like that. Save a seat or something for them, do a social media campaign where you appreciate the fans, because it shouldn't be business as usual for any franchise, but that's what happens, and we live in that type of society. More people feel entitled, and folks celebrate mediocrity and stuff like that. And it's just, like I said, this is just my 2 cents. I'm not trying to beat up on the Cleveland Browns, even if it sounds like I am. But this was just more of a genesis of a conversation that I was having with a coworker, and he's like he feels sorry for the Cleveland Browns because they had a losing season. Nah, I can't do it. I really can't do it. Sorry, I missed a couple of comments. Yeah, give me my shirt back. That's funny. That's funny, Slayer. Canadian, are you gonna go? Oh, okay, you're talking to Canadian. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate that. Well, anyway, like I said, I just thank you, all you folks for coming through. I'm just, just talking in general. I just something that was on my mind that I just wanted to express, put out there and whatnot. And like I said, maybe you agree with me, maybe you disagree with me, whatever the case may be. I just, regardless whether you agree with me or not, I just don't feel sorry for these folks. Well, tell me if it makes sense. I'll say often, if the plays in each coughed up some of their overpaid millions. Yeah, no, they could. I agree with you, Matthew Drake. If some of these players actually, gave up some of their money, maybe you could build a stadium, or maybe you could build a recreation center or help the community. Who knows? Even coaches here will be sacked anytime through the season for non-performance. Hey, it's totally different out here, Vinny G. Cleveland Brown sucks, but I like the show. That's funny. Well, I'll say it like this. At the end of the day, I guess that's between each individual player and their conscience and, their team and their managers and coaches or whatever and their fans and how they want to, go about the business of accepting that or not accepting that, So, I mean, it is what it is with that, And at this point, I hit 15 minutes, and like I said, I've said everything that I really wanted to say on this subject, man. I don't need to keep you for an hour, so I'm not going to keep you for an hour. I appreciate everybody for watching. Take care. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Who knows? I may go live again.